guys, and welcome back to something that'll be a bit different to a regular Star Wars figure review. So we won't be taking a look at anything in this review today. We'll be doing something entitled Getting to Know a Star Wars Fan. I originally saw some of these videos done by SithLord229, Luap184 and Rasputin37 and several other channels, and I just decided I wanted to do my own one as well. So let's get into it. So question number one is, how long have you been a Star Wars fan? I've been a Star Wars fan since 2005 when Revenge of the Sith came out. As I saw, that was like the first movie I saw in full, well, in the cinema exactly, because I saw Jedi in an original VHS release prior to seeing Revenge of the Sith. So like Jedi was the first one I saw in full, but like when I when I saw Revenge of the Sith, I actually started to get really into Star Wars. And it kind of just took off there with me collecting figures and stuff. So what's my earliest memory of Star Wars? My earliest memory is seeing one of the original versions in VHS release of Jedi. I believe it's the 1995 One Last Time edition. Yeah, it looks like that kind of style, so yeah. And just seeing that version of Jedi, and like that really just took off. It was like what started me in Star Wars again, like I said. And that's just as far back as I remember watching it. And I don't really remember most of my life prior to it as well, so it shows it's haunted me quite. Like the most things I can remember is being a Star Wars fan. Who is your favourite Star Wars character and why? I have two favourite Star Wars characters, one from the prequel trilogy and one from the original trilogy, as I kind of like them both the same way. So my prequel trilogy favourite is Jango Fett, as I believe he's just such an awesome character with all the guns he had, with his dual pistols, unlike Boba Fett, and he has things like the flamethrower, which he actually uses on set, whereas all Boba Fett seems to use his single blaster and his cable. Of course, and I believe Jango Fett's more of like, although he's like barely on screen, but he's in that game, the Star Wars Bounty Hunter, which is a really good game in my opinion. Is that kind of got me into liking the character, and eventually made me get my screen name from it. So, and my original trilogy favourite is Vader's wingman, Admiral Piet. The reason I like this character is he's the one that shows he's completely loyal to Vader and is shown to never fail him, unlike Admiral Ozzel and Captain Needa, and as a result he never gets killed, although he does at the end of Empire, until the end of course he dies at the end of Jedi, unfortunately. And I just like the character just because of the way the actor Ken Colley portrayed him as well, just with the facial action and like the worry and everything that he gets when the Falcon escapes, and that just makes me like the character. What is your prized Star Wars possession? I don't really have a full-on prized possession, but I think maybe things like that Lego Millennium Falcon back there is that like the Lego sets that took me a long time to build. So I've got the 2011 Millennium Falcon and the Jabba's Palace from 2012. They're kind of the sets that took me a long time to build, and I just like to name them as my prized possessions because of that. And I'll also say some of my custom Lego sets, like the Y-wing I've got on that shelf with the Falcon as well, and things like the Slave 1 I have down there too. Number 5, where in the world are you from? I am from northeast England. I'm not going to go any further in there, just that's where I'm from. It's a nice little area of England, I think, because there's a great nightlife up here, and of course there's of course the sentence for Geordie Shore up here, which I don't watch, and there's also there's just lots of other good stuff up here as well. Like if you're a historian, there's Hadrian's Wall, and several other things as well aside from that. Apart from Star Wars, what else do you do in your life? There's not really much I do in my life. I enjoy playing guitar quite a bit at times, because I've got one just down there in the corner in my room, and I also like watching other movies like the Peg and Frost, the Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, World's End and Paul. I just think they're really great movies, and I also enjoy watching The Inbetweeners. I just think those guys are just hilarious, and of course with the second movie upcoming as well, I'm looking forward to that. And just really watching DVDs and stuff, and Facebook and Twitter, just everything an average person my age would do. What is the origin of your screen name? Jango Fett 220 began just as selected the name Jango Fett as, like I said, he was my favourite character out of the prequels, and I kind of just thought back in 2012, I was like thinking, yeah, if I get a YouTube account, I'm gonna have Jango Fett in the name. And then when I was just making the account, I just decided just 220 was just the first number to pop into my head, and that's how it just came, Jango Fett 220. Which other videos do you enjoy watching aside from your own? Normally myself, I enjoy watching Sith Lord 229 for Star Wars figures, as he's the one that got me into doing it. And also with Lego sets, I enjoy watching the big Lego set channels like The Brick Show, Brick Queen, Nitro 99 and L'Occitane. And they kind of got me in for the Lego set as well. And there's also like several of the side videos I watch, like Tristopia TV and Totally TV UK, and there's just like the big major YouTube channels as well, like Smosh and all that. I just enjoy watching them as well. What is the one Star Wars thing you really want but won't get? Well, that's kind of a hard question for me, but I would think like the one Star Wars thing I would really want to have would probably be like a full-on, like actual real life Darth Vader armor or something like that, or like a full-on Mandalorian suit, like Imperial officer's uniform. I just think that would be like awesome. Like if you ever watch How I Met Your Mother, there's the character Barney Stinson has like a life-size stormtrooper suit standing in the background of his apartment. I just think that would be great to stand somewhere in my room, but I just think I'm not going to get that. It's just going to be too expensive and just take me forever to find. And number 10, which Star Wars character would you want to be and why? I think I'd probably want to be a character like Darth Vader, perhaps, because he's got the full-on force power, like the force chokehold and stuff. And it's like I like the idea of having force choke on my hand, because therefore, like anyone's just like annoying me or anything, I can just do that and just take them down on the floor. Or my other option would probably be the Emperor's, and I could just have the lightning power as well and just like cast that on anyone just annoying me as well. But if I wasn't going to be a Sith Lord, I'd probably want to be Jango Fett or Boba Fett or someone, and just have that jetpack and the whole load of weapons on my armour. I just think that would be amazing. So yeah, they're my 10 questions as to being a Star Wars fan. I might do the why you collect thing as well, as that's kind of a connection in with this video as well, so I'll see you in that if I do it.